One that will leave you shocked, disturbed, and deeply concerned. It's a tale of deception, double lives, and dark secrets hidden behind the walls of an all-girls boarding school in a small African town. A place where innocence was lost, where young girls made choices that would change their lives forever. From sneaking out at night to engaging in dangerous activities, this is a cautionary tale that every parent needs to hear. Stay with us until the end, because you won't believe how it all unfolds. At Goodness College, everyone admired Anita. She was the perfect student, always neat, always polite, always at the top of her class. Teachers adored her, students looked up to her, and parents wished their daughters could be just like her. But Anita had a secret. When the hostel lights went out and the other girls were sound asleep, Anita would slip out of bed. Moving like a cat, she reached under her mattress, pulling out a small bag. Inside, hidden beneath her school books, were clothes far different from her uniform, shiny, revealing dresses, glittering heels, and expensive perfumes. She tiptoed to the back of the hostel, where a small, forgotten fence stood. With ease, she climbed over, vanishing into the darkness of the night. On the other side of that fence, Anita became someone else. She changed into her glamorous clothes and walked confidently into the streets, heading toward parties filled with music, flashing lights, and people who had no idea she was just a schoolgirl. By 5 a.m., as the first bird sang, Anita returned to the hostel, climbed the fence again, changed back into her uniform, and slipped into bed, just in time for morning roll call. No one ever suspected a thing. One fateful night, Anita met a woman at a party, someone older, with sharp eyes and a knowing smile. The woman leaned in close and whispered, "You could be making so much more money, dear. Just bring more girls with you. The men will pay for them. Everybody wins." The idea intrigued Anita. She thought about it, weighing the risks against the reward. And then, she knew exactly where to start. There was a younger girl in the hostel named Toshi. Quiet, withdrawn, and always hungry. Toshi's parents never visited on visiting days. They never sent money or food. Anita had noticed the way Toshi's eyes lingered on the snacks other girls ate, the way she struggled to make do with the little she had. Anita approached her with a smile. "Toshi," she said sweetly, "I see you're struggling. But what if I told you there's a way to make money? Enough to buy anything you want?" Toshi's eyes lit up with curiosity. "What do I have to do?" she asked. "Just come with me tonight," Anita whispered. "I'll take care of everything." Toshi hesitated. Something in her heart told her it was wrong, but the thought of having money, of never going to bed hungry again, was too tempting. She nodded. That night, Toshi followed Anita out of the hostel. She was given a dress that sparkled under the moonlight, and though she felt unsure, Anita reassured her. When they arrived at the party, a man approached Toshi, smiling. Anita whispered, "Go with him. You'll be fine." By morning, Toshi returned with money in her hand. She was tired, but her pockets were full. And just like that, she became part of Anita's secret world. Word spread quickly. Soon, other girls started asking Anita if they could join her. Anita was careful, she only chose the prettiest, the boldest, and the most desperate. By the end of the week, her little group had grown to 6 girls. But they needed to be careful. "We can't get caught," Anita told them firmly. "Everyone must follow my rules. Rule number 1, phones were a must." The girls smuggled them into the hostel, hiding them in their lockers, under mattresses, even inside their shoes. These phones were their lifelines, their way to arrange secret meetings with the men they met at the parties. But soon, something happened that Anita hadn't planned for. One of the girls, Tammy, missed her period. She was terrified. "Anita," she whispered one night, "I think I'm pregnant." Anita didn't even flinch. She shrugged and said, "Don't worry. I know a chemist who can fix it." That night, instead of going to a party, Anita met with a man who handed her a small packet of pills. "Tell her to rest for a few days," he said. "Make sure no one finds out." Tammy took the pills, and by the third day, she was back to normal, as if nothing had ever happened. This became their routine. If a girl got pregnant, Anita had a solution. No questions asked. But not everyone in the school was like Anita and her group. Hugo was different. She was brilliant, focused, and had earned her spot at Goodness College through a scholarship. Her parents had only one request: stay focused. Make us proud. For a while, Hugo did just that. She avoided trouble. She studied hard. But then, she met Simi and Annie, two of Anita's closest friends. One night, they convinced her to sneak out. "Come on, Hugo," they said. "Don't be boring. Just one party." Against her better judgment, Hugo agreed. That night changed everything. At the party, she met a man named Sam, handsome, charming, rich. He bought her gifts, told her sweet things. Hugo fell for him. And soon, she found herself sneaking out every night, meeting Sam in secret. But then, one night, everything went wrong. Sam led Hugo to a room, locked the door, and forced himself on her. She begged, she pleaded, but he didn't listen. The next morning, Hugo was broken. She returned to the hostel, but she wasn't the same. Weeks later, she realized she was pregnant. Desperate, she told Anita. Anita simply handed her a packet of pills. "Take this," she said. But Hugo refused. Memories of her sister, who had died after taking similar pills, flashed through her mind. She couldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. And just like that, Hugo was cast out from the group. The girls who had once been her friends now whispered about her, mocked her. And when she told Sam about the baby, he blocked her number and disappeared. One day, in class, Hugo collapsed. The truth about her pregnancy spread like wildfire. The principal demanded answers. Hugo, with tears streaming down her face, confessed everything. Anita, Toshi, and the others were caught. Their phones were confiscated. The police were called. The chemist who supplied the pills was arrested. Sam was taken into custody. Anita, the once perfect senior girl, was expelled, her reputation shattered. The school tightened its rules, and sneaking out became nearly impossible. Months later, Hugo gave birth to a baby girl. Her dreams of finishing school were over. She faced shame, ridicule, and a future far different from the one she had imagined. As for Anita, she lost everything. This is a story of choices, consequences, and the dark side of a seemingly innocent boarding school. Parents, always check on your children. You never know what's happening behind closed doors.